Brilliance Audio presents Hope Close by Tina Seskis, performed by Karen Cass and Will M. Watt.
The wire fences are discreet, but they're there 100 feet or so away. Real prison had felt more honest, in a way. In there it had been merely about raw survival. Nothing had been dressed up, sanitized. In there they'd all known what I'd done. They'd despised me, of course, but at least the disgust had been genuine. I hear his voice, crying, begging me to stop. See the fear in his little face as I turn and laugh at him. The scene is as vivid as ever. It comes whenever I threaten to forgive myself. It comes to punish me. I turn abruptly and head back across the grass towards the villa. When I reach the pool, I stretch my arms above my head, my hands in prayer position, sit down on my lounger again. I wonder what these people would make of me if they knew who I am. It feels odd not being recognized, and in some ways I even miss it. Not the notoriety, of course, just the feeling of being unique, singular, special. It was the most addictive drug I'd ever experienced. But according to one of the books I read in jail, everyone thinks they're special. And maybe we all are, in our own way. No one thinks they're evil, though. No. Apparently even the most depraved perpetrators of the most heinous crimes refuse to believe they're evil, and it seems self-delusion is an integral, perhaps necessary part of the human condition. I sigh, and the air feels dry and vacant as I breathe it out, stare towards the mute, knowing hills. Beyond the valley there's no one. No roads, no houses. Not even a bird can be seen in the sky. It's as if there's part of the canvas missing. As if my focus is too narrow, blinkered, and it causes a rapier-sharp zing in my heart. For all the world I might as well be alone. Entirely alone. Once I get out of here, it will be time to go back to England permanently. Move on. Try to forge a new life for myself. Try to forgive myself for my past mistakes. Maybe it's an insane idea, but I'm praying that Hope Close will be the place. I just have to play it slowly. Take things step by step. I just have to give it time. After all, apart from money, time is all I have left.
The journey home was quiet and purring. Charles drove with that utter assurance that Layla used to find attractive. Now she found it psychopathic. She no longer knew how to reach her husband, and yet she needed to. He was all of Henry she had left. When she turned to look at Charles's profile, she saw Henry's nose, yet older. Her son's soft curves, alcohol and stress hardened in his father. Layla couldn't think what to say, so she said nothing. She looked out of the window as the trees rushed by, and on impulse tried to say hello to each one, like she had as a little girl. And when she was inevitably too slow and missed one, she felt so sad for the tree, and she worried for her emotional state. As if her heart might be about to break, or else was moving into lockdown. Charles flicked on the radio, and there was a programme where people were talking earnestly about Brexit. But Layla didn't care, and she wished he would turn it off. He suggested they stop off for lunch at their local country pub, and she didn't like to tell him that she'd hate it there now, that the swings and the slide would taunt her that she had a child, yet did not have a child. That wouldn't even have occurred to Charles, of course, which only made her sadder. She kept wondering just how much she had let Henry down, and she could hardly bear to think what might happen that night if he cried for her or, God help him, wet the bed. She wasn't allowed to even ring him for 2 weeks. Cold turkey was their recommended approach, even though Henry was still only 8. He still liked her to tuck him in, rub his back before he went off to sleep. Her baby.